I would like to share today. This is notes that I took from something called Wild Mercy and what that means. That's a book written. I forgot the name of the author, but there was an interview I heard with her. And so she was saying the impure and the imperfect is what feels unnecessary and alien to the feminine experience. And we have to start from a place that says, I believe in us, where we use our discernment, we trust our own faculty as the key, because women naturally create and tend intimacy. The Shchina is the indwelling divine feminine presence. What has broken our hearts is what connects us. Where everyone has a seed of wisdom, we can water it with loving attention, and we don't need permission, we're already ready, because women are death doulas, midwives. And we get suspicious of easy answers because we don't need them. We're more comfortable than men with ambiguity. And others have felt exiled for sampling spirituality, like, including me, or judged and shamed for not digging deep or sticking just to one. But there's something called painful suffering, and this idea of the bees gathering nectar from many flowers. So because of those, we have the right to sample and see what works. We don't have to fully invest into something that's not right. The way we treat our mother is a reflection on how we treat women. And loss brings us to love, to transformation, to openness, compassion, and boundlessness. And like an accordion, the healing experiences of one of opening and closing. And then we become ready to help others to prepare for their deaths, whether each of these deaths become a birth of some kind, or it's for us the power, on loss, it's the power of the human heart to enlarge in the presence of unbearable experience through which it activates in service of the world in a spontaneous, natural way. So it's like then we become ready to help others with their rebirth. And I wrote, what are some examples of my own transformational losses? Having a pre-period before when I was a child, I felt like I lost my father. There was a man named Sim, religion, my friend group, like a clique, birthdays, community, my child family, college, Adam, Chana, Shalom, Levi, Binyamin, these are people, siblings or men or friends. Sophia, Camp Extreme, Mushka, Esti, Charlotte, Mayor, Keith, Lauren, Vadim, Devorah, Amy, Rachel, Chaya, Rifki, having no hair, the body hairlessness I used to have, Rickle, Tammy, Adina, the pet sitting with Rover, Chicago life, joint health, like in my knee, my foot, my hand, my shoulder, my hip, oh boy. Do I miss that? But I do believe it's coming back. Toronto life, Chicago life. Okay, Nibella and Snuffy were pets of mine. Ananda was an ashram. Footsteps is an organization. An internship at Restorations, Food and Fitness. I think that's what it's called, Food and Fitness Partnership. Something like that. Fairness and food, or anyway, innocence of my youth. My pre-obese body. Not that I'm obese now, but I became obese at some point, and then before that, it was a different body I had. Brittany, Shani, Naftali, only consensuality, romantic ideals, automatic breathing, B&H, massage work. I'm going to add a couple here. Michael. In a way, we could support one another through loss rather than feeling special or freakish. It unites us with a soul family who can understand. I'm writing my Kensington life and my East Flatbush life. This was written some years ago. And then we talk about readiness. So if we're ready, what is ready? I'm like a fruit ready to be picked duplicatingly. I can give to myself what I try to use others for in verbal communication that's excessive, and I can receive love as me, give love as me, to be the reluctant self, or of ego self, doubting, prophetess, know more about can instead be respectful of the seriousness as a limited one, wherever we're limited. In other words, not doubting, but okay, it's a big deal, so respecting it. Community and connection, and ready to find out what others are good at and get them to teach it to each other. Ready to differentiate between safety and pseudo-safety, using my body sensations, which is like unhealthy relational pattern seeking, toxic, chaotic, emotional, unavailable people and situations, as in familiar to the inner child in some way. Wired to connect with those closest to us. Essential nourishment is sharing the contents of our mind and the emotional experiences versus solely and consistently internalizing. And ready for longing, which is a portal. Why do you come to my heart, hold me close, enter me, only to leave me? No, this is not okay with me. And that's God, that's our partner. And the cry becomes the impetus for the reunification of the masculine and the feminine. And then I wrote a little bit about receiving, and I think I'll end with that today. So receiving is Shabbos, which is, it's about to be Shabbos today. Set your burden aside, leave it. Say, I can't hold this shit anymore. And the basket after a nap in and this is continued to be inspired from Wild Mercy. And I just have to write one thing here, continuing. The basket is half gone and half reduced back to ordinary shapes and sizes, versus like the fluorescent emergencies that had been sealed, scaled as toxic, chronic, epic, catastrophic. We don't have to do anything to make things right. And that's just after a nap in our great mama skirts of ample security, feeling that she'll take our compulsions and transmute them if we really offer them freely to her. Devotion is suchness to praise without rigidity, as a reclamation of the heart just does automatically. We go towards it, regardless of philosophy, as a softening, as a warming and a melting of the boundaries. The heart yields to longing. And we can do like chanting or have a guru or rabbi, submission, or like yoking and yoga, or, we would say in Judaism, like serving Hashem, serving God. And that's a delicious emptiness of undifferentiated awareness, which can really become anything. Finally, meditation, which is to explore those identifications, the depth, understand attachment, and trains us to let go by fully noticing sensations without following the complicated stories that then get us stuck. So we can listen to all the different voices without blindly reacting, and discerning amongst them the wisdom voice, which we set as the chair of the inner committee. The universe is self-adjusting, and dropping the I, trying to control everything, helps develop a trust in the higher power, the light source. Developing a perspective, awareness, wisdom, and acute awareness of metaphysical, most of reality experience is missed because the sensory world is just a fraction, will also be like a meditation. It's like a lifestyle meditation. Wish you a great Shabbos. Anniversary of Miriam, the prophetess, Moses' brother. Moses was her brother. She raised him up. We're thinking of her. I'm going to light a candle for her right now.